Rangers is the next stop on West Ham's pre-season friendly list. Ibrox is the destination. This will be a proper test and a real barometer for where we are in terms of our preparation ahead of the upcoming season, and it's approaching fast. Rangers are a big club, a big stadium, big history, everything that you want from a pre-season game that actually tells you something. Now, I'm actually going to be going there with my son tomorrow, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's a little bit of time with my son. That's the first thing. It's a bit of an opportunity to watch West Ham play. That's also another tick in the box. And it's also my first time going north of Hadrian's Wall. So I'm really looking forward to it. We're going up on a train. We're getting a train out of Euston. I think it's around about 8:45 tomorrow morning. The train leaves there or thereabouts. Should get us up to Glasgow Central for just gone 2 o'clock. Kickoffs at 4. So nearest station to the stadium. I understand they've got like their own version of the underground. So the nearest station is Ibrox, as I understand. It's not too far a journey from Glasgow Central to Ibrox Station, as I understand it. So if you're going tomorrow, safe travels up there. And if you see me, then please feel free to come up and say hello. Be nice to meet and have a little bit of a natter. Anyway, let's get stuck back into it. So in this video, we're going to cover Rangers' history, honours, legendary players. There's not been many previous meetings between the clubs, but I've managed to pick out a couple. And also, I've got a player that's played for both clubs to a degree. And also, we're going to focus on the squad for Rangers and also key player that we need to keep an eye on, I believe. So let's get stuck into it. Now, Rangers Football Club were founded in 1872, which makes them one of the oldest clubs in world football. And alongside Celtic, they formed the famous Old Firm, which is one of the fiercest rivalries anywhere on the planet. Now, Rangers have had quite a dramatic journey, which includes their financial calamity in 2012, which forced them to restart in the lower leagues of Scottish League football. But from there, they fought their way back, and they're once again at Scotland's top table and one of the dominant forces in the country. So they're not just a big club, they are an absolute footballing institution. Now, before we go too much further into this, as always, if you appreciate the content here on the West Ham Massive, it would do us a huge favour if you could just drop a like on the stream and give us a hype if you've got one available. These are the things that push the content out to places it otherwise might not reach. Why not consider sharing this into your social media platforms to extend that reach even further still? And if you're not already subscribed to the West Ham Massive, you will find in the top left-hand corner a QR code. If you get out your mobile device and scan that, it will take you to our YouTube subscription page. Subscribing is free, data safe, and it only takes a couple of seconds of your time. It only helps to grow the channel. It's something bigger and better than what it is as you find it. And as always, we thank you very much indeed for your support. Come and join us on the journey. So let's crack on with it. So the first thing we're going to cover off is their stadium, Ibrox Stadium, one of the most iconic grounds in Great Britain. It was built in 1899 and has been renovated multiple times. Its current capacity is 51,700 spectators. The main stand is instantly recognisable, red brick, old school architecture, proper football heritage. Now, even though this is just a pre-season friendly, this is going to be a lively affair, I believe. And for the younger players, the academy lads, this is a really great opportunity for them to test themselves. Now, if we look at the honour roll of Rangers, it's huge, and that's where you realise the size and scale of the club. 55 Scottish League titles, 34 Scottish Cups, 28 Scottish League Cups, and in 1972, the pinnacle of their achievements thus far was winning the European Cup Winners' Cup. They've also reached the Europa League final on 2 occasions, the most recent of which being 2022. Remember the year that we got knocked out in the semi-finals against Eintracht Frankfurt? Well, in the final, Eintracht Frankfurt would go and face Rangers, and they would obviously prevail in that final. So Rangers have a serious footballing pedigree. Now, if we go into their history and we look at some of their iconic, legendary players, we look at players like Ali McCoist, Brian Laudrup, Paul Gascoigne, John Gregg, Richard Gough, Davy Cooper. But there is a place reserved for the name of Jim Baxter. Jim Baxter wasn't just good, he was a phenomenon. He was a left half with outrageous technical ability. He had a swagger and he had a calmness on the ball that was decades ahead of his time. He won 10 major trophies with Rangers in the 1960s, and he became famous or infamous, whichever you prefer, for the performance against England, the then world champions, at Wembley in 1967, where he literally started doing keepy-uppies mid-match. Pure confidence, pure theatre. Now, as I mentioned earlier about we haven't played each other too many times, but I've managed to pick out a couple of occasions where we have crossed paths. Now, in between 1976 and 1979, Rangers hosted the Tennent Caledonian Cup, which was a 4-team pre-season tournament. Now, in 1979, we took part in that particular tournament alongside Rangers, Brighton and Hove Albion, and Kilmarnock. We took with us a proper squad, which contained legendary names of Claret and Blue past, such as Billy Bonds, Trevor Brooking, Frank Lampard Sr., Alan Devonshire, David Cross, Phil Parkes, Alvin Martin, the whole 9 yards. Now, despite the fact that we took a strong team with us, Rangers won on that occasion by a scoreline of 3-2. Our goals coming from Billy Jennings and David Cross. So this pre-season game is actually a return to the ground of where some of our greatest ever players have once played themselves. Fast forward to 2022, and we also crossed paths in a pre-season friendly at Ibrox, which Rangers won by a scoreline of 3-1. Thomas Souček scored on that occasion. Now, from that time into this, only 3 players have survived in the interim, they being the captain Jarrod Bowen, Alphonse Areola, and the aforementioned Thomas Souček. Now, being that was only 4 years ago, that gives you a perspective on how much our squad has changed in the interim. Now, one of the most interesting crossover players between Rangers and West Ham United is Dale Gordon. Now, Dale Gordon joined West Ham United from Rangers in 1993 for £750,000, just after he won the Scottish Premier Division title with them. He was the person that scored the first ever Premier League goal as far as West Ham United is concerned, just a month after his transfer into the club. Now, as far as some matchday information is concerned, as I say, we play on Sunday the 26th of July, a 4 p.m. kickoff. The venue is Ibrox Stadium, and hopefully if they can get it working this time properly, it will be broadcast on the official club website. And the nearest station, as I mentioned earlier, to the stadium is Ibrox Station on their version of the Underground. Now, what can we expect from the match? Well, we have to recognise that Rangers are further along in their pre-season preparations. Their season starts earlier than ours does, so that kind of goes without saying. They're also the home team, and they will want to put on a show in front of their supporters. They're physical, they press hard, and they will move the ball quickly. For us, this is all about fitness, sharpness, and giving minutes to the kids, building confidence and testing ourselves against a European level side. Now, for me, I would hope to see minutes for the likes of Lewis Orford, 𝐏𝐫𝐬 Madrid, 𝐈𝐸𝐿 Golombekis, who really impressed me against Stevenage the other night. And also some good minutes for the senior players, the likes of Jarrod Bowen. Hopefully, Dinos Mavropanos makes a return after illness. Mads Hermansson, Tati Castellanos, and players like that. But as far as Rangers are concerned, they do have a couple of players that we need to watch out for. Do you remember Ben Godfrey? Used to play for Norwich and Everton. Well, he's now joined them as a defender. John Souttar, Lawrence Shankland. He was the top goal scorer in the Scottish Premiership last season with Hearts. He's made the cross from Edinburgh to Glasgow, and he will be representing the Gers going forwards. So these are some of the players that we need to look out for. But I'm going to do a player focus on a player by the name of Mohamed Diomande. Now, he's one of the most important players for Rangers heading into this game. 24 years of age, left-footed midfielder, standing exactly 6 feet tall. He is absolutely central to how Rangers operate in the middle of the pitch. Now, his game is built around ball winning, ball carrying, and controlling the tempo from deeper areas. And what makes him dangerous is the way he drives forwards from midfield. He is absolutely brilliant at stepping past the first press, carrying the ball 20, 30 yards and turning defence into attack. He's aggressive, he's athletic, and he covers the ground effortlessly. When Rangers need intensity, he's usually the one who provides it. He's also a proper presser and closes space quickly. He forces mistakes from his opposition players, and he gives Rangers that modern, high-energy feel in midfield. He's not a huge goal scorer, but he is usually the player who makes Rangers look dynamic. And when he's on it, Rangers' midfield looks alive. From our perspective, he's exactly the type of player who can cause us problems. If we switch off, if we don't track runners or protect the space in front of the back line, he will happily carry the ball straight through the middle third. He's one of the key players to watch at Ibrox, in my opinion. So that's the preview. Massive club in Rangers, massive stadium in Ibrox, and a massive test for us as far as our pre-season is concerned, which isn't so much about results, but this one will tell us a lot about where we are in terms of our preparation ahead of the upcoming season. As I say, if you're going to Ibrox, enjoy it. It's one of the great grounds of world football. And if you see me knocking around, then please feel free to come over and say hello for a little chat. If you're watching from home, if the stream's working, Do let me know what your thoughts are, what you want to see, what youngsters deserve minutes, what you expect to see from the game. Get your comments in the section below and drop a like and a hype on the video to push this out to places it otherwise might not reach. And that would really be a great help to me. Thank you very much for that. Share this onto your social media platforms as well. And if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, get out your mobile device and scan that QR code that's in the top left-hand corner. Subscribing is free, data safe, and only takes a couple of seconds of your time. We appreciate your support. Come and join us on the journey. We'll see you again soon. Come on, you Irons.